So hello everyone, today we are going to solve this problem called sum product segment. A segment is a range of non-negative integers L, L plus 1, L plus 2 are denoted by L, R, where L is less than R. So a segment we can say suppose 2, 5 where L is equal 2 and R is equal 5. The only condition it should maintain is L is less than equal R. So 2, 2 is also a segment, but 2, 1 is not a segment. CodeChef has a set S consisting of all segment L, R such that either L plus R equal X or L, R equals Y. So CodeChef has some segment like L1, R1, L2, R2, L3, R3, LK, RK, and there is two values which are given in the statement is X and Y. Now from all those segments that CodeChef has, he has to find any one segment, let's say this one L2, R2, such that the addition of L2 and R2 equal X, and another segment let's say L5, R5, such that the multiplication of L5 and R5 equals to Y. So in the problem the X and Y are given, we have to find those ranges. So given the integers X and Y, can you help CodeChef find two non-intersecting segment from his set S? Now what is non-intersecting segment? Suppose there are two segments 2, 5 and 7, 10. Now these two segments should not have any common element. Like this segment have element from 2 to 5, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and this segment has elements from 7 to 10, so 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see that no elements come twice, but if we write 5 here, so the range of this segment becomes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here 5 come twice. So these two segments are intersecting with each other. So we have to find two segments like L1, R1 and L2, R2, so that they don't intersect with each other, and L1 plus R1 equals to X, L2 cross R2 equals to Y, or L2 plus R2 equal to X, L1 plus L1 cross R1 equals to Y. And if it is impossible to find any of this segment, we should print -1. So let us talk about the input format. The first line of the input will contain a test case T denoting the number of test case. Each test case contains a single line containing two specified integer X and Y. So this is the number of test case 3 and the two integer X and Y. So if we talk about the third test case, like 3 and 30, 3 and 30. So this is our x and this is our y. So we have to find two values like L1 and R1, so that adding them should give us the result 3, and L2 cross R2 should equal to 30. Now as we should find two variables L2 and R2 such that multiplying them should give us 30, first of all we can find out all possible divisor of 30 by running an n square loop. Square root n loop. Suppose, so we want the value 30, so 1 cross 30 is 30, then 2 cross 15, 30, then 3 cross 10, 30, then 5 cross 6 is 30. So these are the all possible values from which we can make 30. So our L2 will be one of these and our R2 will be one of these values. So let us suppose we took this L2 equal 5 and R2 equal 6. Now this condition satisfied, right? Because 5 cross 6 is 30. So our segment become 5, 6. Now we have to find another segment so that L1, R1 and L1 plus R1 should become 3 as it was given in our test case. Now as we fixed our L2 and R2 as 5 and 6, this segment, so what is the possible values that can build the segment L1 and R1? One possible segment that can be start from 7 and finish anywhere, right? Because we can't take 6 here. If you take 6 here, it will intersect with previous segment. Another possible segment can be 4, right? Same before, we can't take 5 here, right? If we take 5 here, it will intersect with this segment. So we have two options. One is the L1 starting from 7 and R1 can be anything, and another option is R1 is finishing at 4 and L1 can be anything. Now the value we have to make is 3. So this segment is not possible, right? Because here L1 is starting from 7 and what can be the values of R2? If we put the minimum value of R2 like 7, the addition is going to 14, right? So this segment is not possible, but we can use this segment. So here we can take any value like 4 or 3 or 2. So suppose we took here 2, so the remaining is 3 minus 2 equals to 1. We have to write there. So our L1 R1 range become 1, 2. If we took 3 here, suppose we write the value 3 here, so we need 3 minus 3 equals 0, so we can write 0 there. So our range L1 R1 becomes 0 3. So there can be multiple answers, we should print any of them. Let me give another example. Suppose x equals to 20 and y equals to 30. So first of all, we have to find all possible ways to make 30 and pick any of them. Suppose let us pick this one again. So L2 is 5, R2 is 6. Our range is 5, 6. Now we have to find L1 and R1. So here we have to make L1 plus R1 equals to 20, right? And the option we have is 7 comma anything, and another option we have is anything comma 4. So now as we have to make 20, we cannot took this segment, right? Because the possible values here is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and if we put 4 here, the maximum possible value from this segment can be 4 plus 4 is 8. So this is not correct. We have to take this segment. So if we put one value as 7, the another value we need is 20 minus 7 equal to 13. So this is 13. So our L1 R1 becomes 7 13. So adding them, we can make 20, and L2 R2 is 5, 6. So multiplying them, we can make 30. Now the question is, here I took the number as 5, 6, right? But there are other possible number like 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, 10. How should we select which one is correct? So here we have to check for all of those. Like first we have to check for 1, 30, then we have to check for 2, 15, then 3, 10, like this. We have to check for all of these. If you see, there are only 10 test cases, and the highest value of x, y is 10 to the power 12. So we have to run a square root loop, right? So square root of 10 to the power 12 is 10 to the power 6, and we have a test case of 10. So the time complexity is 10 to the power 7, and as it is less than 10 to the power 8, so it will run within 1 second. So let me move to the code. Here first of all I am taking the test case, then I took those x and y. Now here I declared a variable f is found, means after this loop, if f is still 0, that means I don't find my answer, so I will output -1. Now let me explain the loop. So here I am running the loop for square root of y time, right? Because suppose the y is 30. Here suppose the y is 30, so we have to loop through square root of n of 30 to find all its divisor. So I am looking through the all possible values of y. So suppose here I is equal 3. So here 30 more 3 will be equal 0, right? So then I will store my d1 to 3 and I will store my d2 to 10, because here 30 by 3 will give me 10. So I will find this value from my I, and this value I will find from dividing 30 by I. So that's how I will find my d1r and d2. Now suppose we found that range, right? 3 and 10 for L2 and R2. Now we have to find our L1 and R1. So we have two options, right? One option is 11 comma something, and another option is something comma 2. So we have to check for these two options from which we can make L1 and R1. So this is the condition from which I am checking this segment. Here I am taking my number as max of d1 comma d2 plus 1. Max of d1 comma d2, right, means max of 3 comma 10. So 10 and 10 plus 1 is 11. So I am taking my number as 11, and suppose my x is 20. So I am subtracting 20 minus 11. So I will found 9. So this is how I am checking for my this segment. Okay, so if I found this segment, so I'll break from here. If I don't find this segment, so I have to see for this segment now, right? So for this segment I am checking the minimum. The minimum of 3 comma 10 is 3 minus 1 is 2. So I found my R2. Now I have to check for my L1. So I have to check now that is there any L1 existing. So in this part I am doing that, and if I found my answer, I put f equal to 1 and I am outputting my answer. And if my f is 0, after iterating all of this loop, I will put minus 1. So this was the complete solution.